Well, as you know, in one of my previous lives, I was doing an awful lot of work with school leaders, uh, and we had some wonderful materials. But those materials that we were using made certain assumptions and demands. They're really what we would call in Self-Reg blue brain approaches. And what I mean by that is they're very metacognitive. They're based on, collaborative problem-solving strategies. And really, their intention was to help school leaders capitalize on what we call their school social capital. But we are seeing a very different phenomenon today. And what we're seeing are schools that are in red brain. And what I mean by that, we'll explain this as we go through our course, but what I mean by that is that those kinds of reflective, problem-solving processes are highly constrained today in a red brain school. And I'm not just referring to the students, and we are seeing a generation of students that really are in this sort of chronic hyper-aroused state, but the same is true for the staff. So we realize that what we need to do in Self-Reg is have a Self-Reg approach to, to a new way of thinking through school leadership when you are dealing with a situation where you have an entire group that is poised to slip into brown brain. And that is, as we'll explain maybe today, and that's one of the big problems with a school in red brain. So it's a whole new approach, and I'll say one last thing about it. The greatest benefit that we have seen in all of the Self-Reg work we've done with educators is how much they benefit personally from the experience of doing Self-Reg. And I'm gonna start us off by saying that a Self-Reg leader is going to say exactly the same thing, find exactly the same benefit.